Sometimes called the most aggravating cocktail in the history of bartending, the Ramos Gin Fizz. This beautiful milkshake of a cocktail has a huge foam head and is sometimes despised by bartenders because making one is almost like a bicep workout. Now I think the juice is worth the squeeze in this case, but I'm going to teach you how to make this delicious cocktail without being sore the next day. Take a Collins glass, ideally one that holds between 10 and 11 ounces, and we're going to start by chilling it with ice water, then set it aside. Okay, let's start building the cocktail. Start with half an ounce of fresh lime juice, then half an ounce of fresh lemon juice, 1 ounce of simple syrup with a 1-to-1 ratio of sugar to water. To that, add 2 ounces of gin and make sure you pour it in slow motion like this. And this is a creamy cocktail, so we're going to add 1 ounce of heavy whipping cream. Now to get that thick foam, we're going to be using a technique called the reverse dry shake. So add ice to a shaker tin and then shake it up for about 20 seconds. Now that we've finished our first wet shake with ice, we're going to double strain out the ice and discard it. Then we're going to add the egg white of 1 large egg. There is the option of using chickpea brine for this as a substitute, but I don't recommend it for this cocktail. Now we're going to dry shake, meaning without ice, for about 40 seconds. This technique is going to result in a really strong foam. Alright, instead of just watching me flop around, let's talk about the history of this drink. The Ramos Gin Fizz was invented by Henry Ramos at the Imperial Cabinet Saloon in New Orleans in 1888. Originally called the New Orleans Fizz, the Ramos was actually designed to be a breakfast cocktail. Some reports say it was traditionally shaken for 12 whole minutes. And even though longer YouTube videos mean more ad revenue for me, I'm already getting thirsty. So take your nicely chilled Collins glass and pour the cocktail directly in from the shaker tin. No need to strain. Then the trick is to let the cocktail just rest for at least a minute. That's going to allow that meringue on top to thicken up. Then take 2 ounces of fresh chilled soda water and slowly pour it over the top. You want to aim for right in the center of that foam, and that's going to cause it to rise up. If you do it just right, it'll rise up just above the brim of the cocktail glass. And the final ingredient is your fragrant orange flower water. Some people add this in the beginning. I like to top the cocktail with a couple dashes to get rid of that wet dog smell you sometimes get with egg white. But a proper Ramos Gin Fizz needs to pass the straw test. Take a straw, put it right in the middle of the cocktail, and if it doesn't move, you've made it right. For breakfast or otherwise, I highly recommend this New Orleans classic. And if you want to save some for later, just get your mustache in there. Cheers, guys. Oh, and if you want to get this full recipe or those Collins glasses that I used, I'll put those on the website. And if you speak a language other than English, I'd love it if you could help me translate some videos. I'll provide a link in the description where you can help.